Today's message on Just 2020 is for anyone suffering from chronic pain, emotional issues, mental issues. Should I say mental issues? They're all issues, but anybody who's really struggling, has health issues, diseases and problems that really affect your day and sometimes your whole week. I've had a whole week of, migraines. So, it stretches on, it seems to never end, and it's really interferes with life. So you have to remember that a day of letting my body rest is not a wasted day. It's called self-care, it's called whatever you want, it's just necessary. Sometimes it doesn't matter how much I push myself, how much I try. Waking up with a migraine means I'm no longer in control. Hours and days pass before I can do much more than just medicate. Pray for the pain to end, and it's just endless. It's, it just feels like such a waste of time and energy, And when it happens so often and it interferes so drastically, it's overwhelming. I'm angry, frustrated. I want to cry, but that's just going to make it worse, right? Because migraines already hurt, so, if you cry, it's just going to make it worse. Now, I've been getting help and treatments, but the end is still not in sight. And that's just frustrating too. But at least the doctors and neurologists are finally taking me seriously, right? Took me a long time to tell them. 10 years of headaches, every day getting worse before I even saw the neurologist. Some people get a lot faster. I don't know how that's different for some and others, but that's my story, So as I struggle and still go through all of these struggles, troubles, issues, I have to remind myself that these headaches and migraines and all my other symptoms are just my body screaming out for help, Taking care of myself has often taken a backseat to other things over the years. You really should be no surprise that my health situation has come to this extreme, Now you sit there and go, but why and how can others get away with doing way worse things, right? Other people smoke, other people are doing drinking or drugs, Some people like going to extremes, of eating habits are really bad, or, all that coffee addiction, even that can be, sometimes I've seen people, I can't believe how much, junk they'll eat or how much of, extreme they'll go to, Some of them don't sleep at all hardly. Some of them, are partying all the time, and I'm like, well, how come they get away with it, right? Like, I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying to do good. I've always, tried to be pretty active, all these things. Well, how come I can't? Everybody else gets away with it? I can't? No. Well, I'm not perfect at taking care of myself all the time either. So, yeah, who is, right? I like junk food. I like, stay up late too sometimes, but I'm not going to get out of bed in the morning if I do that. And even if I go to bed on time, it still doesn't work out. Why is that fair? Right? Yeah. Do you feel that way? But complaining and wallowing doesn't fix it. Blaming others, making excuses, it only gets me so far, right? So I guess, the question of why and how others can seem to get away with doing way worse things, well, I guess the question is not really going to get me anywhere anyways, right? I can compare myself and my life and their life, and it's just like, it's not going to fix it, right? And the reason I'm doing all that, complaining and wallowing and blaming and making excuses, it's because it feels so unfair. I'm missing out on life. It feels like it's passing me by. This it's frustrating, the pain's real, I mean, I have every right and reason to feel how I feel, right? Our feelings are our feelings. We suffer going through situations, but we don't have to let that define who we are. Everyone struggles, some more than others. Or do some just hide it better? There's a good question. I don't know where to look on the screen sometimes. I'm getting used to it still. So if some hide it better, well, yeah, I thought I was hiding it pretty good for a while there, but, I see others who seem to breeze through life and it's easy for them. And again, we're getting into that, comparison thing. But when some people hit upon hard times, we might have to be the ones who teach them. We might have to be the ones who, since we've been going through it forever, that we show our strength and our resilience. And we help others and teach others. And we're just there for somebody who, when they need it, and that's what I'm doing here, I'm making my story more about, what works, what helps, making changes and helping others instead of just all about that pain and suffering. Because my story has to be more than just the pain and suffering. I've had enough of that. But the stories we tell, that's one thing, the stories we live, that could be, we can do better with that, right? So, when you're struggling and, somebody comes up to you and says, oh, hey, I'm way worse. Or, oh, well, so-and-so has it way worse than you. That doesn't really help, right? That's not really comforting. So if you do that to people, stop, please, just stop. It's not helping. You're not comforting the person. I do that a lot, so I've had to learn to stop. We all feel the way we feel as we go through whatever it is that we have to endure. And no one has the right to belittle us, because sometimes that's what it feels like. You're saying, well, yeah, you got that little thing going on, but somebody else has it way worse. Oh, yeah. So nobody has the right to belittle us, nor the circumstances, just because there's a worse extreme possible. I really feel for anyone worse off than I am. I'm humbled by those whose situations I can't understand. I can't grasp. It's humbling to know that people are worse. People are going through so much, So I'm here to listen with my heart and let you be heard. As I get older, I learn and understand there's so much sadness and pain and sorrow and suffering and just horrors. And sometimes it's just the guilt of a mistake or feeling you did or didn't do something the right way, Hey, I wish I was back to the innocence of simpler times. But knowledge, growth, and empathy helps me be a better person. The story I tell myself in my head can change how I react to these circumstances. It can help me survive and find ways to learn from these difficult moments. I can realize that everything is temporary. Nothing lasts forever, the good or the bad. You always hear, oh, nothing lasts forever, good times are here now, but the bad doesn't last forever either, right? I hope not. Don't let it, the bad can only last forever if I let it be one and only never-ending story and grudge. Then nothing can improve or change, If my circumstances don't change for the better, well, maybe my attitude will help me do more than just survive and complain. And, I've learned to see my body and my mind and my heart need care. I want to help care for others, but I need this care too. If I don't make my own care a priority, who will? So a day spent resting sleeping, listening to my body and what I need, I have to remind myself that it's not a day wasted. You know, my body told me this is a priority, and I have to listen, right? I mean, I don't get a choice anyway, right? You know, I'm out, I'm screwed, I'm toast, you know. That's the way it is. So, you know, just put it in perspective and realize that you have to do this to take care of yourself. You know, and if you step away from the criticisms of others and your own hurtful self-judgment, okay? You know, others say lots of things, you know, that, oh, you wasted a day. Well, you're telling yourself that too. So don't get mad at them for saying what you're already thinking or feeling. But realize it's not easy, you know, and it's not supposed to be, I guess. That's how you learn from stuff that's not easy. I don't know, I don't like that part. You know, so self-judgment, it can only get you so far. You know, it's good to look at yourself and figure it out and think about it. But if you're always criticizing yourself and putting yourself down for this, then you're not helping yourself any. If you're not going to say, well, I can't change this part, so I'm going to make the best of it. And when I'm not this way, I'm going to do better. You know, if I waste a day sleeping with my migraine and I feel better, you know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to make it to that appointment, you know, at 5. You know, if I feel better the next day, I'm going to, you know, get a hold of people and tell them, hey, I care, I miss you, you know, or, you know, go for a coffee or with somebody, or clean my house, you know, or, you know, I can't make up for that lost time, but I can make better use of the time that I do feel better, you know, and stop feeling like I'm letting everyone down, you know, because when I waste the day, I waste a day and I feel like I let myself down. I had all these plans and things I wanted to do, but my body said, nope, you're toast today. You know, and sometimes I can push through and get a couple things done, or go to that appointment I have to, or, you know, I worked so many days that I had headaches. I have a headache every day, who am I kidding? But, I mean, the bad headaches, you know, the ones that make you just go, oh, just 5 more minutes, please. Just let me make it through 5 more minutes, please. And there's a lot of days that I did that. So, you know, sometimes emotionally with anxiety and stress and all those things that can be going wrong, you know, just 5 more minutes, please. Just give me, just help me with this 5 minutes and maybe I'll be okay, you know. And if you just make it through that 5 minutes and you can't do it anymore, then you have to say, I can't do it anymore. I need help, or I need rest, or I need to change something. And, you know, it's okay sometimes, most times, right? So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself, you know. Don't feel like you're letting everybody down all the time. Sometimes you are trying your best. And that's all they can ask, right? You know? And when you go out there and you explain your issues and struggles, well, there's a lot of people that just can't or won't be able to understand. You know, remember, sometimes people caught up in themselves and their problems too, you know? So there's also people who are totally caught up in their needs, right? You know, I'm caught up in mine for a long time, right? I'm in my fuzzies still. Yeah. And that was wonderful. But here, this is the way it is, right? Some days do you even get dressed? You know, some of those people who feel good all the time, ish, they're still in their PJs half the day because they're having a me day or lazy day. Well, PJs are, yeah, fuzzies. I like fuzzies. You know, make yourself feel good. Have a day of self-care. Go for it, you know? And when those people who are too caught up in themselves and their needs, and they want you to be the one who's always giving, and they get mad at you, well, sometimes that's a chance to see the truth in toxic people in relationships, or just that they're doing their own thing and struggling with their own ways, But remember also that not everybody knows and not everybody understands. Again, but very often those I care about are glad to know the issue isn't that I don't care about them. Okay? Tell people that you're struggling. Tell them I haven't been caring for me enough lately and it's showing. I need to, do these better changes or work on this. Let those people who have been there for you or you've stepped away from because you've been isolating yourself, let them know they matter. Tell them, hey, I need time and help. Telling them that can go a long way. That they understand. Give them a chance to understand. Because if you don't tell anybody, then how are they going to know what's going on? Yeah, you don't want to tell them, hey, I have, this crazy anxiety every time I do this. But, if they know that it's hard for you, maybe they'll be able to work with you on it. If they know it's hard for you to get out of the house, then maybe they'll come over to your house. If they know it's hard for you to have people over to your house because it's a mess or you feel whatever is going on, then maybe they'll meet you somewhere. You can just sit outside at the at the coffee table. You can sit in your living room at the coffee table, or you can sit outside, at the picnic table or something and just chat. If it's nice weather, it's kind of cold now. Go to the coffee shop and hang out. Go. Tell them that they matter, and they appreciate it when they do help you. And tell yourself that too. After all those times of telling yourself off, there we go. Sorry. You're telling yourself off all those days. Well, tell yourself those very same words that I care about you. I care about me. The issue isn't that I don't care. Or maybe the issue is that I haven't been caring enough. I'm struggling. Tell myself I matter too. And these struggles are showing me that I just need time and help. Okay? Every day, I am enough. You are enough. Remember that. No matter what's going on, no matter what you've been through, no matter what people tell you, if you've been bullied, if you've been, abused in any way, if you've been somebody who was, saying and doing things you didn't want to be because you, whatever reason, you know what, you can change. You can say that I am enough and I deserve love. And so do you. So when you're having a rough day, it just means that you take care of yourself. When I'm having a rough day, that hard day means I'm just taking care of me. I am still enough. Even if I can't do anything for anybody else, even if I'm just taking care of me, I'm still enough. A better day means I can do more. And on that better day, I can appreciate that my day is less difficult. Just be happy that you're having a good day. When it does, and don't let the fact that you have so many bad days that you can't appreciate this day, or you're scared that it'll never happen again, stop you. Just appreciate that it's less difficult, and just do what you can. When my body's up for it, I can still accomplish something, and I can be helpful to others. Sometimes I just have to figure out a different way. Figure out what's gonna translate and help. Sometimes it's just a text or a conversation or a visit, or sometimes I can do some of the old things that I used to. Sometimes I can still accomplish something and be helpful to others and helpful to myself. And on those bad days, well, I don't have to be so angry or hate myself. I don't have to hurt my feelings, hurt myself, get angry and just make it worse. You know, when my body needs rest and cries out in pain, because yes, it's usually both. You know, I can see that I deserve and love. I can see that I deserve love and care too, right? And so do you, you know? If your heart's crying out, your head's all messed up, your body's messed up, your day's messed up, things around you aren't working, you know, go ahead and have that cry party if you need to. That's, you know, that's normal. That's actually healthy, you know? And then realize that you deserve love and care too. And from that place of loving and caring, you know, go for it and see what you can do. Even if it's just, you know, having a nap. And if you know anybody else who's struggling and wasting time just being hard on themselves that they don't have to, you know, tell them that you see they're struggling and ask them if they want to talk about it, or if they, sometimes you don't want to talk about it anymore because all you do is talk. And sometimes you just want to say, hey, I want to do something that just takes my mind off of all that. You know, just being there, listening, hanging out, you know, letting the person know that you're still there for them no matter how great and wonderful they are. Because they, you know, people are great and wonderful. Remind them that, with that they are great and wonderful. And no matter they're having a hard day, you know, tell them you still care about them too. Because those days matter a lot. You know, support is so important, you know. So remember, you know, a day resting is not a day wasted. It's called self-care. And self-care is necessary. You know, whether your self-care is having a nice bath, or your self-care is just getting away from all those toxic people, or getting away from your own toxic thoughts, or just crashing out for the day because my head hurts and it doesn't want to stop. So after a week of trying to do everything and trying to push and just go, it's not getting any better. Well, make sure you get that sleep, you know, whether it's just going to bed on time at night. Come on, you know, you deserve to take care. You deserve to take time. You know, you matter too. So take the time and take care of yourself. And if you see somebody struggling, you know, you can tell them your story. Just don't tell them that it's, you know, way worse than whatever they're going through. You know, just remember, a day wasted is all in your mind. You know, if you're resting, if you're taking care of yourself, if you're, you know, even just sometimes, you know, reading for a little bit, or, you know, zoning out in that video game, sometimes that just kind of helps you put things in perspective and not, you know, scream at somebody. Yeah, self-care is necessary. I deserve to take time to care for myself, and so do you. So, you know, emotional healing, physical healing, taking care of yourself, taking care of your home, taking care of your people in your life. You know, it's all about getting your shit together. And some of the physical issues in you, your body, the physical issues around your home, you know, whatever's going on, it's all related. So, you know, you have to work on all parts of your life, right? If you're getting your shit together, you know, I got to do my cleaning. I got to do, you know, make money, pay my bills. I need to clean my house. Did I say that one already? Yeah, probably. But I also need to sleep right and eat right and take my medications if I know they work. You know, don't take on every drug available just because somebody says something about it. You know, be logical, be smart. You know, ask for the help you need. You know, take care of those people that matter, and work on those parts of you that you know you want to work on. So We can do this. Even if I have to go take a nap first. So, hey, let's get this part of our lives together too.